Sorry, buddy. This is Lara Fan 1970. Right here in the background, that's my window fan. I had in reverse to pull the warm air out of the room. Now I'm facing forward, and I got my chill wheel sitting down here. I'll bring it over here. Okay. There it is. It's got to be nice and chilly, so that's good. Well, anyway, I'm going to be going back to school next week around the 22nd of August. And let's see, I'll be working from 7:30 to 8:30, and then I got a class from 9 until 1 o'clock. And then from 1, I think until, I think it's like 4 or 6. I'll have to check the schedule and get back to you on that one. Well, anyway, I'm going to do more filming. Just trying to get that balance between work, home, playing, and doing this for a living, or at least trying to. And I'll try to get more videos out, at least better quality and probably better diction. And I need to lighten up that part of humor because I think I'm getting a little too wooden in my delivery. I think of that. I might throw in some voices, but I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. You'll have to find out. Yeah, we dive into Alex. It has to do with training for mathematics. And I plan to get my, hopefully if I pass this course after Alex, which I had like last week, I'll be doing this for a bit for September and probably for the rest of the fall semester. You know how those go. It is junior college, so. And they really go out of their way to help you, so it's a good situation. And I think I owe you a lot more travels, locations. First, I got to figure out a time and a place. Where's a good place to film? Which place not a good place to film? Especially, kind of conspicuous, holding this in your hand all the time. Depends on where it is. If I'm doing the intros, outros, it's probably going to be a secluded spot because that background noise is kind of distracting. But then again, it depends on the video, the place, the time, the moment. Anyway, you can see this in the backgrounds. I do not know how to do those backgrounds yet, where it filters everything out. Well, I'll have to diddle with this camera. I just got it not too long ago. The other one wasn't holding a charge. Spent all day and only get about like 1 or 2%, and that's not a very good quality. It was pretty much turning into an unreliable clunker if it was a car. Anyway, I'm wearing a different pair of glasses today. These are the kind that filter out like blue light, and you can only see warm colors. It's supposed to help you sleep. It gets rid of the ability to cold light to interfere with your day-night cycles. It's okay if you're like a night watchman looking at a row of TV cameras, or you're walking around checking the property. But if you really wanted to get some shut-eye, then it's good to filter out those cold colors, especially if you're sitting in front of a screen like this, or you're fiddling through your phone. I've seen some of you walk around. I could never walk and text at the same time. To be sitting down somewhere, or it's like I have some downtime, or there's layover. Especially if you're dealing with canceled flights, and I've heard about that. Especially the shortages, driver shortages, truck drivers, bus drivers. Shortages of baby formula. That's terrible. I hope that gets resolved pretty soon. Anyway, now I might revisit some places, or I might just revive some of them. Like, I've been to the Top Gun house finally, like, did some photography on the outside, but well, it's always like to see what the vibe of the place. But doing any filming, I probably won't be focusing on the people behind the counter. I'll be looking at the areas around the counter, especially photographs and keepsakes. Show the menu, so you know what to expect. Well, I had a cup of Joe to sat on the porch out there, looked at the surf, looked at the water surging around the pier. You know, there's a band shell right down at the bottom. So, anyway, well, if I do go down there, it's probably going to be like Saturday or Sunday. It depends when I get my laundry done, and some other things, to-do lists, you know how it is. If anybody has a mother or doing something for their sister or their relatives, or helping them move, or helping out with their homework, and try to explain math at a certain level instead of like, in the past I've had like word math where they talk at this level, but it's really you're right here. Well, as long as they show me and don't talk me to death, because I'm not an auditory listener, I'm all visual. I've got like what they call dyscalculia. It's like the math version of dyslexia, like what Tom Cruise has. He has to have scripts read to him, so he memorizes them that way. Well, he's in ridiculously good shape. I like mountain climb in warm weather and never in the cold. That takes way more preparation. If you don't know what you're doing, you can end up a permanent part of the mountain you have to be on, whether it's Everest or K2 or. You have to be the right kind of boots, the right kind of thermal. Paying attention to your guide. If I was only to do that, it would be once, and that was it. Off the bucket list. There's some things I plan to do. In fact, I can explain some parts of San Diego I haven't seen yet. Especially, I've been to Balboa Park, and I've been to the zoo in the past, but let's see. If I do, probably talk about what things happened in the past, especially in the area it used to be Harden Hood Mesa. Well, it's the elephant encounter now. So. Especially a capybara, which might as well be the world's largest rodent. I know how you heard about rodents. Oh yeah, some of those museums down there. I'm definitely going down to the Comic-Con and definitely see that Spider-Man exhibit. Why not? It's one of my favorite superheroes. She-Hulk's the other one. Favorite female Marvel. And it was pretty good, Stuck to the tone, but you see how they made the changes. In the original, she was like shot in the back by a mobster and was bleeding out. And Bruce Banner had to find a clinic available because she only had his blood type, so to give her a transfusion. And she ended up in the hospital eventually. They tried to go in and finish the job, and then she turned the She-Hulk. He was thrown out the door like ragdolls. And, getting up and leaving. And she was savage for a while, but just like the program, she had to learn how to control her temper. Oh, don't we all? Anyway, I thought it was pretty good because if they have something going on in the background that's hysterically funny and serious in the foreground and vice versa, it's definitely showing what it's like the dating, especially being 6'7" and emerald green. The comic she always preferred to be She-Hulk. Remember one time she got exposed the reactor in a hover carrier after squishing a lot of intelligent cockroaches. But you had to take more than one shower just to get rid of the feeling. And she was exposed to a certain amount of radiation. Reed Richards is like, you can never become Jennifer Walters again. And hear this long pause. You should see that panel. She goes, so what's the bad news? That tells you the answers. I think that was in Sensational She-Hulk, like #1. It's like a black cover. You know, you ever see her? It's like she's like posed to the side. You know how those female bodybuilders usually do. It had a lot to do with S.H.I.E.L.D. So, and I forget what the plot was. It's been a while since I've read it. You know, I might even go back and reread it. See how it measures up with the Today Show. Oh my goodness. And if they reference the comics or even situations that happen, even like Civil War, you know, she was in the middle of that. Then with the legal proceedings, with the Sokovia Accords, you know, and stuff like that. Steve Rogers didn't like the Avengers being on a leash, which is pretty much what it was about. He was against it, and Tony Stark was for it. You know, you'd think he'd be against something like that, but then again, he was loaded with guilt for like the Avengers dropping a building on someone had to be employed in the building, and she kind of blamed it for the death of her son. That really got to him. So I understand why he did what he did. Well, at least he made up for it in the end. Especially the part where he says, "Oh, I like to hear the answering machine." Anyway, I'm just rambling to let you know what I'm doing. Hopefully something that's more specific to the channel, you know. Roads less traveled, you know. I don't know about the Car and Steam Engine Museum. You know, they had like certain set of permissions to film there. Or let's see. Went to Old Town. I haven't been to Julian to film around the mine. And probably the museum. Probably some areas I haven't been to in a long time. I do remember that general story. It was either general or the feed store that burned down and you had to build a replica. Probably right down to the nails. Probably Palomar Observatory, the Marston House, maybe Spreckles Theater. Well, I'll just have to go do some research and see whether there are future places to go. And I'll get back to you. You deserve that much. One of the problems is like, you know, equipment not behaving right, or demands of family, dealing with the COVID, that affected a lot of things. Yeah. At least I can get out and film now. I had to sit around climbing the four walls, twiddling my thumbs, and you know, extroverts can't really handle being cooped up that long and climbing walls within a week. Introverts can do it, you know, myself included. Handle it for a while, and they have to get outside. There's so much you can do in front of a computer screen. Well, anyway, that's all for now. If you're new here, subscribe while you're at it. Tap that bell so you be in the loop for projects or discussions like this. This might as well be a vlog. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up. This lets me know you're watching the videos. And especially how many videos you watch. You know, I've been watching. You definitely like it when I go to places. If it's historical value, I might just delve deeper into it. You know, especially about the history of the place. You know, who had it in the past and who has it now. Till then, stay tuned, everybody.